Are you guys ready?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. If each of you could wave a magic wand to change something in the world, can you discuss between yourselves and with me as well and why? For example, I would change equality and diversity because that to me is very important in the world, making sure everyone is equal and that the world is diverse. So can you guys kick off with what you guys?
Yeah, for me it would definitely be some of the destruction that's what's going on over a few countries at the minute, and the political narrative on a few things.
Wow, destruction and
Politics in
politics.
general. Yeah, I agree with that, and I think a lot of it boils down to just conflict in general. Like if people just got on, like the world wouldn't be on fire. Do you know what I mean? So if the world is literally on fire because people just don't get along. So I think that's one thing that I change. If everybody just put down all these things that make and not see people for who they truly are, human beings. At the end of the day, I think you can get lost in statistics, being like, so however many people died or whatever, and not actually paying attention to the fact that these are people, not just like numbers. These are actual people who go through life as we have it. And I mentioned that life is sacred, and people should start treating it as such. And so I agree with you in that regard, that like just conflict and wars and violence in general, and human beings just start loving one another. I guess.
Should do. Just thinking a bit deeper, destruction and politics. What gives you those two images? What is it for you?
Well, they're both playing into each other and making each other worse.
Wow. Deep.
They're both playing into each other. So I think we spoke before about a songwriting point. If everything was the way we want it to be, then musicians and artists put point on music and on songwriting wouldn't be as high as it is. So if it was like that, then if all people like us would be in a little bit of a different hole. But so it's good to change. But the points what we're making, that they're necessary to that need change. They are they're necessary for change, and I think we'd be better off without that. And I think musicians would cope, in songwriting terms in a better way. But destruction and politics, they're not necessary at all in any shape or form. And the fact that we've experienced them, I think we'd still be able to write about them.
We mentioned that earlier now because I said about I remember harking back to Band Aid and stuff, and that was 20, 30 years ago, or was it longer now? But the impact that had on the world, that music event, for me, it'd be great to have a resurgence of that kind of thing where music does, by waving the wand, change the world literally. That'd be really great. But are you ready for your second question?
Of course.
Okay, let's crack on. How do you guys see yourselves as a team working together on this MAPFEST event?
We're a team in the sense that like we all have different skills and we all bring different things to the table. Obviously I rap. Josh is the second coming of every great guitarist that's ever lived into one. And obviously you have Rain and Susan. They all have different skills.
Yeah.
And they'll speak to different people in different ways. I might not be able to speak to a certain person, but then Rain will come and sing, and then they'll get something from that. And I think that's the beauty of working in a team, because team, the acronym that was coined was together everyone achieves more, and the word togetherness is key, because I believe we're all doing this for the right reason, which is to reach out to people and to aid humanity in that cause. And by bringing our different skills to the table, and speaking to different people in different ways, I believe we are achieving more in that regard, working as a team.
That's awesome. You mentioned an analogy about food.
Yes, and it's not my analogy. It's Io's analogy. I nicked it, but the fact that we all have different ingredients. So I might be, rice. Josh might be what goes with rice. I don't cook, but
Chicken.
chicken, of course, chicken goes with everything.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that like we're all putting different ingredients to create this one meal that people are going to enjoy, and it's gonna benefit them, and yeah.
Overall, if we could just put out an environment in the MAPFEST where people are coming away from that venue, and we've put a new outlook onto them, then that's all we can ever want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all we can ever strive for. So
Definitely.
Teamwork.
Yeah,
Teamwork.
100%.
Teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
Color.